Hey everybody. So, Chad here, TVF Maple LLC, dealer for H2O Innovations. I just want to talk about wet-dry systems real quick here. You know, people sometimes will, do I need a wet system, wet-dry system? Can I do it with one pipe? What size pipes do I need? Let's just be real quick and easy about this, okay? If you got 500 taps, if you have 500 taps in 1,000 feet, an 1.25 inches is big enough. It'll do the job. Even on high vacuum, you're all set. That'll be fine. If you're gonna get over 500 taps, let's say upwards to 1,500, then I would suggest a wet-dry system, at least 1 inch. Okay, you could even do 1 inch over 3/4 if you wanted to. That works also for that size. Maybe 1,000, 1,500. I would probably do just 1 inch, but 1 inch 3/4 could work also. You know, distance is the thing sometimes, and how flat it is. So let's say you got 1,500 taps. If you can get 2% or more off slope on the wet-dry system, you can probably get away with 1 inch and 3/4. So 1 inch dry, 3/4 wet. A lot of times you need to go to a bigger pipe if you know you're only getting a 2% slope on it, you know, to help carry the vacuum and the liquid. See, the problem is when you run too big a wet line with not enough sap, you have a tendency to get dirty spots. You know, it gets dirty above the liquid inside the vacuum. So then if you get a good hard freeze up, or you get a freeze up and it comes slushing in and basically scrubs the wet line, you know, you scrub off that stuff and it comes in your releaser and it's kind of gross. It kind of never cleans out. If you keep the wet line a little fuller, it kind of doesn't do that, but it's tough to do because, you know, everybody's always getting bigger and want to go bigger, and so you put in a system and then it's not big enough. And but anyway, so you get upwards of 2,000 taps, and you want to be pretty much 1.25 inches, or 1.25 over 1.5 inches. And you know, you get up to 5,000 taps, then you want to be 1.5 inches. You get above that, you want to be 1.5 inches, 2 inch, or 2 inch, 2 inch. You know, it's really a numbers game. But I'm just telling you quickly from experience what works well. And I like 1 inch. Stainless is cheap, but you know, sometimes if you got a lot of sap, 1 inch isn't going to do it. So these two big lines you see right here, that's 1.5 inches over under 2 inch. That's buried, goes in the ground over there, about 200 feet from here, and it goes 5,000 feet buried under the ground to a little over 4,000 taps. So that works well. I haven't seen really much vacuum loss on that. It seems to work well. As I said, the 1.5 inches, it's full, and it stays pretty clean. I really don't have any issues. Over here, the top line is 1.25 inches. That goes 3,000 feet, and it goes to 500 taps. Could you warrant a wet-dry system on that? Probably. I suppose you probably could. But honestly, the little bit of vacuum loss that I've seen is not from this 1.25 inches. It's from the 3/3/4 lines at the end. They are kind of flat. They're hovering between 1 and 1.5% grade, and had a few issues with being frozen and such like that. Probably I need to switch those from 3/4 to 1 inch because it's a little bit flat there. But that's a whole nother issue. And I've really only seen the vacuum drop 1 inch when it's running hard. But 1 inch of loss is 1 inch of loss. You know, when you're running 27.5, 28 inches of vacuum and you're losing 1 inch or so on a good flow day, you know, you are losing sap. So, and then the other two lines you see there, two 1 inch lines, those just run out there to get some sap. One's 1,000 feet long, the other one's like 700 feet. So that works well. Then over here we have two 1-inch lines and an 1.5-inch line. 1.5-inch line's 1,000 feet long. That's a dry line. Only a dry line out to a little Y that splits out there, and then there's a 1-inch line that splits off and comes back to these 1-inch lines. And then feeding into the sugar house, you know, I have some PVC SDR. I have two dry lines and two wet lines, so I have everything separated a little bit going into the releaser. But any questions on that, give me a shout. That's just real quick thoughts on that. And it's not even, I mean, it is based on numbers a little bit, but it's also based on experience and what works. All right, good luck out there.